My favorite movie of all time. My favorite movie
Dun 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 dun
of
dun
all
dun.
time.
All right,
Um,
JT, the floor is yours.
My favorite movie of all time is Raiders of the Lost Ark. The very first Indiana Jones movie is my favorite movie of all time. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for raising me on good quality film instead of watching that crap from 2008. Just kidding. Just kidding.
watch it, Pally.
Just kidding.
Oh, we'll get to that later.
In
We'll
two
get in a
weeks.
couple weeks. We'll get that in a couple weeks. But yeah, no, but this is you want to talk about adventure. You want to talk about just some of the best. And let's not forget, Harrison Ford at the time was still up and coming. I mean, yes, he was in Star Wars, but this was like his next really big role in Hollywood, and he nailed it as Indiana Jones. And he, I could spend so much time talking about this movie, believe it or not, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But yeah, just an iconic. Like and Spielberg, this was one of the first movies that really cemented like Spielberg and George Lucas's friendship. Because
Hmm.
Yeah.
Spielberg directed it, but it was the Indiana Jones franchise was George Lucas's idea.
hmm
Let's not forget that. So this as it came in 1981, early 80s, and it is a timeless classic. Like this is truly a standalone movie. If you think about it, like even with the sequels that we have and stuff like that for the franchise, this is truly a standalone movie because if you watch it from beginning to end, it could be its own thing.
Hmm.
If you watch it from start to finish, you can. It's one complete story. And then they made Temple of Doom, which I really like. They made Last Crusade, which is my dad's favorite movie of all time. So, and then they made Crystal. Oh wait, what? I'm just kidding. Then they made Dial of Destiny. Like there was the whole franchise, books, comic books, you name it, about the whole franchise. But it's George Lucas's imagination that really paid off on this one. And this one is my a pinnacle of movie fandom for me. Just one of my all time favorite. My all time favorite movie is right here. We're talking about it tonight. It only took like several months to get to it, but that's okay. You guys have any comments for this at all?
Yeah,
Before
the backup, the background, the backstory to this is actually very interesting.
do tell.
When Steven Spielberg was nominated for Jaws in 1975, Justin, you tell me if I'm correct or not.
Go ahead.
They asked him, "So what's your next project going to be?" He goes, "I want to do James Bond."
Yeah.
And he goes, "You can't do James Bond. The Brits do James Bond." Going, okay,
Yep.
so I'll do this. Indiana Jones was sort of like a American James Bond
In a sense.
because Spielberg wanted to do a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
And this movie is just absolutely quotable. Snakes. Why did it have to be
They have to be
snakes?
snakes.
And of course, the face. Okay, was anyone else scared but creeped out by the face melting scene when they first saw it?
Oh, terrified. I was 13 when I saw that and I almost pissed myself.
I was 14 and I almost pissed myself. Yeah, that scene scared the crap out of me when they saw the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the ending of this movie scares the hell out of me too. The very ending,
Yes. Oh, when
like
they put the Ark
when
away.
when Belloc blows up. That's
Uh,
what that's what
Oh,
almost
yeah.
spoilers. But that's what almost made it rated R.
Yes.
This
You
is
have to
a
add the fire.
yeah. He the spirit of for those of you who haven't seen the movie, shame on you. The spirit of God kind of blows up Balak for being evil, and he blows up. I mean, there's blood some of those shots, and it's a PG movie because PG-13 didn't exist yet. We talked about that before. We're not going to go into too in depth, but yeah,
we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Well, just remember, JT, there's nothing that Dr. Jones can find that he cannot take away. Like that.
Well done, Justin. Well done. Bravo. But yeah, needless to say, this is my favorite movie of all time. Raised well, parents taught me right in school. Yes, go mom and dad for showing me the greatest movie of all time, in my eyes. So, anyways, anything else for Raiders of the Lost Ark, guys?
Oh, great movie, great score.
Great. Oh, iconic.
Dun 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 dun
Thank you,
dun
John
dun
Williams.
Okay,
dun.
so we covered almost all the most iconic John Williams scores by now.
Pretty
Question for
much.
everyone. Favorite John Williams score
Of the 80s or just in general?
in general.
I'm gonna let the J Man go first.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say I think it's Raiders, the Indiana Jones score.
All right, we got one for Raiders.
All right, Justin, what about you?
Superman.
Oh, that's great too.
Okay. To me, it's a toss up. I love the Star Wars, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love Raiders. But you know what one I think actually gets overlooked, and it's kind of a heartbreaking one?
What?
Schindler's List's theme. I think it's just somberly gorgeous.
All right, we'll get to that later
We'll get to
next
that
week.
next week.
We sure will when
Yeah,
we
but
get
no,
to it.
the theme is John Williams is a genius, and I've told these stories many times here. He just seems like such down to earth dude.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I told you, he was being honored at Harvard's commencement a couple years ago, and Harvard's a cappella group. They're like, Mr. Williams, we have a little bit of a surprise for you, and they did like all his scores a cappella,
Aw.
and he's sitting there like I thought he'd be sitting there like, oh my god, this is so stupid, but he was just laughing. He thought it was great, and also I talked about this one. There were two kids, I think they were like 10 and 12. Them and their mom flew out to his house and they were playing the Star Wars theme on their trumpet. And he literally walked out to see what was going on. And the mom was like, guys, he's right there. He's right there. They're like, yeah, mom. Goes, hi, Mr. Williams. And he
Mm.
came out and said, I had to see what was going on here. Oh, but if I went outside his house, I'd get arrested. Oh, but if they do it, that's charming. But if I do that, that's weird.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I see your standards, California. I see your standards.
Mm.
Okay, we can
Mm-hmm.
go on now.